Protests have erupted over the last 3 days in Francesca Hong's Wisconsin. The police state has taken another life, and the people are demanding justice. The frontrunner for governor, Francesca, has been out in the streets with the people, while the other Democratic candidates cower behind nothing statements. They just aren't prepared to meet this moment.
This state-sanctioned violence was an execution. We no longer can have a system that protects a power and a privilege that puts the pain and lives of armed officers over Black people. We cannot protect a system that continues to rain harm and terror. We all deserve to feel safe. It is a human right to be safe.
If you haven't seen the video, I won't be showing it because it is graphic, but it's clear that the officer who shot Corey Ruiz did so without any justifiable fear of his life. Already, the right-wing media is doing a deep dive on Corey's life, trying to smear his character as someone who deserved to be executed in the streets. Just look at these comments. Don't attack an officer with a knife. The guy who had a knife, an eye for an eye. They tried to use the fact that he had a knife and they cut an officer in the scuffle as justification for the police to act as judge, jury, and executioner, completely ignoring the fact that mentally unwell people with knives exist in other countries. Here is an example of this exact situation in China, and instead of shooting him in the head 3 times, a female officer, by the way, takes the guy down safely. They also have man catchers and riot shields and actual physical ability, instead of resorting to the Glock like an animal. Before anyone goes on and on about officer safety, remember that being a pizza delivery driver is more deadly than being a cop. This is my favorite statistic behind the fact that the biggest killer of cops is COVID, because so many of them are anti-vax. And because an officer was unable to control his emotions, a family lost a son and a brother. And you can hear how thankful they are that their community is protesting for them.
And you guys are really helping my mom out with being here tonight. And that means a lot to me, because I hate to see my mama stressed out and crying. So I just want to say I thank you guys for everything. It's hard to talk right now, but you got it.
We here for y'all. We love y'all. We support y'all.
We see that. Thank y'all.
Let's just keep pushing and hope that we get peace for my brother, because he deserves it.
The establishment Democrat candidates are giving the same milquetoast responses that we have come to expect. After all, this is David Crowley, the hand-picked establishment darling that we're talking about. And what he says is especially disappointing, considering Crowley is a Black man. I have not had a chance to look at the video. I know it has been shared. As you can imagine, there's a lot going on. To my knowledge, I heard there was a struggle that ensued and that a Madison City police officer actually shot an individual and killed that individual. I was told there was a knife involved. It took him an entire day to come up with this statement. And before you say, well, just give him time to watch the video and formulate an opinion, how much time does he need? He's running for governor. The day of, Francesca Hong put out a 3-page statement that said this: "The bystander video is heartbreaking. It shows multiple officers surrounding and restraining a man on the ground while another officer fired at least 3 shots at close range. This was an execution and it never should have happened." Straight to the point. She's obviously seen the video and is calling it what it is and demanding more from our government. What we saw in that video was obviously egregious enough for thousands of people to immediately take to the street.
No justice! No peace! No racist! Police! If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, shut it down! If
Francesca Hong is the only candidate for governor of Wisconsin who, one, seems to care at all, and two, is willing to curb the scourge of police brutality. And the reason is simple. She's from the working class. She's one of us. She just as easily could have been at the end of that officer's barrel. You can tell from the media that she's putting out that she isn't at all concerned with coddling the establishment.
I'm Francesca Hong, and I've got 30 seconds to tell you what I'll do as Wisconsin's next governor. Unlike the other candidates, I'm not bought by corporations, so I'll actually stop AI data centers. I'll repeal Act 10 and strengthen Wisconsin's unions, and I'll tax the rich to fully fund our public schools and cut property taxes for free childcare and healthcare you can actually afford. And that's just a start. We'll prosecute Trump's rogue ICE agents. I'm Francesca Hong, and together we'll build a Wisconsin we can all afford.
She's dead-ass serious about coming down on Trump's militarization of ICE and seemingly the National Guard as well. One of the moments that I personally lost confidence with the Democrats was when Tim Walz used his powers as governor to crack down on BLM protests in 2020. Hong promised to be the first governor to reverse this. She said in an interview with Ken Klippenstein, "Because of the seriousness of the Trump threat, I would use my authority over state police forces to cease any cooperation with the Federal Joint Operation Task Force that is designed to target American citizens exercising their civil liberties. I am calling for the immediate abolition of the fascist brigade known as ICE, the banning of masked agents in our communities, and the protection of the essential public spaces for all individuals. Furthermore, I will never concede to Trump's demands to invoke the Insurrection Act. Our National Guard troops, and frankly, the National Guard troops of other states, will not be engaging in police activities in Wisconsin. Trump's test of our country's limits will end with me." That is the kind of energy we need from every Democrat. And before we go, I just have to highlight another murder that happened today in my neck of the woods. A 17-year-old in a clear mental health crisis was gunned down by skittish officers who are as easy to scare as a newborn infant. I am sick of this. In a country that pretends to be so great, police officers are supposed to be heroes, right? Well, what kind of hero murders you if you scare them when they come to your rescue? Sorry for the rant, but if you like what we do here, you can now be a member of the channel. Of course, just watching, liking, and commenting is always enough. I'm Tony Hinderman, and I'll catch you next time.